So we're here in Venice at one of the first prefab homes built in Los Angeles in recent times. I should qualify that because I'm sure people will correct us that Sears and Roebuck and others were delivering kit homes in the late 1800s and early 1900s. So prefab has been around for a long time, but the resurgence of prefab, this was one of the new prefabs built in Los Angeles. This is from 2008. It's a Marmol Radziner. Architects designed and built prefab from that era.
And you said there are how many modules?
14 modules.
Yep. And back in the days when I did work at Marmol Radziner, I did get a chance to tour the factory. And it was really impressive setup, the way they had all these modules. And we were wondering whether or not they were delivered with the wood in place, fixtures, furniture, and I believe they were.
Yeah, this is not a panelized system where walls and floors get delivered separately. These are 14 boxes that were craned into place and fastened together. Their promise, the promise of prefab is factory controlled conditions, more rapid delivery schedule, some economies of scale. And I think this is one of the tighter prefab projects that I've ever seen.
Yeah, when you walk through, you wouldn't even know it's prefab. There are some elements that are exposed that makes you think, oh, this is different.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it just looks like any other custom home to some degree, architecturally customized.
Yeah, I agree. I don't feel constrained by the module. They've got to drive this thing down the highway. And so I've been in other prefabs where it just feels like, okay, it's 12 feet. We're constrained by this one has to go down the highway in a truck, where I don't feel that here.
Yeah, the modules seem to define the space. Like when we're looking back here, this little outdoor space is defined by that module, which is nice. It's a comfortable space.
Yeah. And really well executed.
Should we take them inside?
Let's go inside and check out some of these details. How nice is this?
Super nice. It's an outdoor living room.
It's really comfortable space. There's something about the scale and proportions that feels good. I like the fact that it's on the same level as the kitchen, easy to get out here with drinks and food. You've got a beautiful fireplace that's raised up, not quite to eye level, but 1.5 feet off the floor, so it is closer to eye level. Built-in wood storage, built-in heaters. It gets a little cool down here in Venice with the marine layer.
Yeah.
And you feel sort of sheltered in here.
You feel sheltered, but it's open on both sides. You got the landscaping, so it does feel like you are in an exterior room, but also you do feel like there's somewhat interior vibes going on. And the wood makes it feel like it's also warm. It's warming up the space to some degree. It's more just the material choice that they used works well with, where we are, outdoors.
No, you're right though. I mean, if this natural wood had not been included, it might have felt cold because you've got a lot of concrete, glass, and steel.
So for me, the distinction between some developers and architectural homes is this for me, is letting the house have half of the lot and then allowing the other half to the exteriors. And then you get beautiful spaces like this where you're still in that surround, but you're exterior.
It's true. We drove by some flat roof boxes on the way here. And, just because you have orthogonal volumes and a flat roof doesn't mean you've got architecture. And a lot of those developer grade houses that we're seeing in Mar Vista specifically, because they're bigger lots, and in Venice, it's like they use the setbacks as design guidelines. So you take it right out to the setbacks and extrude it up 35 feet and it's got a flat roof and you got 6,000 square feet. But this is a relatively, 3,300 square feet or 2,880. I think there's the bonus room, the garage has been converted and adds an additional 500 square feet or so. But it's not a small house, but it's not a giant house that we're seeing some of the developers doing.
Yeah, and likewise what they did was, so the modules are on this side here, but everything is oriented towards this exterior. So even when you're in the bedrooms, you constantly feel like you've connection to the exterior, like the way it's organized.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that, the primary suite is right there. This is a space you would actually use because it's not far from your bedroom. Yeah. It's on the same level. Just something about not having to walk downstairs makes it accessible for people to really use. But I could see waking up and having a cup of coffee out here, reading the New York Times on a Sunday morning, and really comfortable, usable outdoor space. So this is signature Marmol Radziner, all these built-ins. This is your friend Mauro, the cabinet maker, finished carpenter, probably did all this work.
Yeah, Mauro, what's nice about Marmol Radziner is they actually have the cabinet makers on site. And so the architects and the cabinet makers go back and forth. So a lot of this detailing happens right in the shop. And in this case, it was probably prefabricated and then brought along with the modules. But they work very closely together to get those kinds of details done correctly. And then what about this room? I mean, just imagine waking up, seeing the outdoors, and I love that you just pointed out this rock detail on the roof. That's a really nice touch.
Yeah, it's sort of like Mexican river rock, but there's a Japanese influence. I feel kind of the Japanese influence on modernism in this courtyard with this beautiful little tree. I'd love to see that in the spring. So we're in the living room, dining room, kitchen area, and I love the way this space is divided and interconnected. The kitchen looks into the living room and the dining room. I love that courtyard with the water feature and that lovely tree. You've got horizontal slats that kind of shield the interior from the exterior street view. People aren't staring right in. You don't feel like you're in a fishbowl. Mm-hmm. And all of this signature Marmol Radziner built-in work.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, again, to go back to how the boxes are defining the space, this is a perfect proportionally dining room here, and it's a module, essentially, but it's done so well. And then you look up here and you've got this double height space. And so these moments of compression and release that we often talk about.
Yep, got nice natural light flooding the interior. You've got some exposed structural steel, these Western doors and windows, these big slider windows around that water feature courtyard, and then floor to ceiling sliders here that open to the central courtyard. And then this beautiful polished concrete floor. This is one of my favorite finishes, where you come back in and grind the concrete and expose the aggregate. It provides a self-seal. You don't actually need to put an additional sealer on top of that.
Yeah, so here's another one of those pieces where we know that they abut those
the modules. And that's what makes me think that this concrete was poured in the factory and then trucked into place with the modules, because we see these big tubular steel frames around the courtyard, and that expansion joint with these saw cuts makes me think that was all poured off site and brought in.
And another Marmol Radziner detail is they usually do these hidden curtain tracks that are up there.
Yeah.
And so they'll recess them so you can't see them during the day, but at night you can pull them down and they act as a very nice privacy shield.
Yeah, and then so you have no visual trip space. It's not a box that's breaking the plane of the ceiling as it hits the floor to ceiling glass.
Well, we hope you guys enjoyed the tour.
So we're again listed at 5495 by Juliet Honan of Douglas Elliman. We really appreciate your hospitality, Juliet. And 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 2880 square feet. What did you say the lot size is?
It's 5,400. It feels like it's so much bigger.
It really does. It feels like it's a 7,500 square foot lot because of the courtyards, I guess, and the connection to the outdoor areas. And we'd love to show this house to you. If you're a buyer, Mark and I are both architecture brokers. We help people buy and sell architecture. We'd love to show you this house.
Yeah, thanks guys.
Yeah.
Bye.